All right. So for our brand spanking new life hacks section segment, whatever you want to call it, we're going to talk about saving money online. Countdown start now.
So, okay, so this is something that came to my attention when I was talking to my mom, and she's telling me that she pays $115 a month roughly for internet and phone. Um, and like there's other options for internet that aren't really well known, that aren't the big companies, and usually these are internet wholesalers, which basically means these companies rent the lines um, from the big companies, but the last mile of service is their responsibility. So basically that means they purchase in bulk a certain amount of bandwidth from the large internet companies, and they get a good price on it because they're buying a large amount, and then they resell it for a cheaper price to the consumer.
So the reason you don't hear about these is because you don't have huge fiber optic billboards. Sorry, they don't have huge billboards like fiber optic or like Eastlink on the side of buses. Or am I getting
exactly? And the reason you don't see those billboards is because they save cost at all expenses. So in the sense that they're not going to go spend a bunch of money on marketing, they're just going to give that money back that they would spend on marketing to you, the consumer. So we're talking my mom paid like 85, 80, $89 a month for internet alone. We're going to switch her to VNet, same service, and she's going to pay $50 a month, flat rate.
So yeah, so like there's things to look into. So always look into what you're signing up for. Like with VNet, for example, we have to buy a router because they don't supply one.
But with Eastlink, you have to pay extra to have Wi-Fi anyways
Yeah.
on your monthly
So
bill.
either way, whatever you're getting, just kind of look into what you're buying. So basically, I guess the moral of the story is kind of do your homework.
Yeah.
Just because it's on the side of the bus doesn't mean it's the best deal for you.
Yeah.
Just because it's new, because fiber op's the newest thing, doesn't mean it's the best deal for you.
There's a few good internet wholesalers that I'm aware of. If you're down south, definitely check out Tech Savvy. They're everywhere down south, and they have very competitive prices. Even in all the other provinces, or most of the other provinces, they have services available. So check it out. Up here, subrate-based VNet. I've never had service with them.
I've had them. The only thing that I'll say is, I guess to be the same with Tech Savvy, you're still, if you got technical problems, you still may end up being dependent on another, like a Bell or an Eastlink.
Yeah.
So those are the issues that I had with VNet.
But one of the advantages is that oftentimes their tech support will be more, and customer service, because they're usually smaller companies. They'll have core values that they'll want to show to the customers, so they'll oftentimes be more friendly and spend more time with you on the phone if need be for technical issues.
Yeah. I'd just like to say, like, I work for like you work for Tech Savvy. I worked for a call center. It wasn't for internet; it was for phone. But the thing is, when you get to bigger companies, they kind of start outsourcing too, and then yeah, I don't know, you end up with like crazy metrics. So like you end up with crappier service at the end of the day. It's not necessarily because they don't have like the values or whatever. It's just like
Because of metrics. Because that's true.
So they're telling you, okay, you got to do this many phone calls, or you got to get this many like positive surveys or whatever. So those guys, I know it sucks talking to these people on the phone, but it's not always like just because they want to be dicks.
And like there's also like I know there might be commission on sales for larger companies.
Yeah.
So I know I can only speak for Tech Savvy. I worked there. There was no commission on sales. was Genuine in place. Um, I don't know about Bell or if they do have commission, but I'm sure that some divisions do. So that there's that. So that's something you want to take into consideration. Another thing is it might take a little bit longer to get your service installed through these wholesalers or resellers because they will have to oftentimes be in touch with the larger company. But you're saving a significant amount of money. You're saving half in some cases monthly. So that might be worth it for you.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, anything else on wholesalers?
I think we pretty much covered it on that one.
Yeah, I guess the same would apply for mostly if you're in the big cities about that like wireless service and stuff. There's some
Yeah,
smaller companies that might give you better deals than the big dogs.
exactly. Even when Tech Savvy does wireless service in some communities of Chatham and stuff like that, where there's no real alternative to. And it's the same goes for cell phone providers actually. Around here, you're kind of limited. You don't have those little guys. You don't have Win Mobile coverage. But in the south, you have Win Mobile. You have other providers in Quebec, Videotron. I'm thinking of actually just getting a Ruan Noranda number and using Videotron and getting 6 gigs of data for $49 a month. You know, like why not?
Yeah.
Because you gotta shop around when it comes to technology. I mean, because if not, if you're just taking the first deal you see, you're gonna get screwed.
Just generally, yeah, that's a good idea. Like for internet as well, if you let's say maybe do it every 6 months or every year and look around and see if there's any better deals that'll help you out instead of just continuing on for like 5 years with one company. If you can save yourself some money or get a better service, it's a good idea to look around. For wireless, the big thing is, right, you buy a phone and you're on a contract. So then you're stuck for like 2 years or whatever, how long your contract
Yeah.
is. So another thing is to like look into either get like buying a used phone or look into like there's a great option that we both bought and now is a 1+1.
Yeah.
Pretty sweet phone. Look, it's like
It's a nice
5.5 inch screen or whatever.
Spec wise, it's similar to, it's better than an iPhone 6.
Yeah, and then probably pretty close to the iPhone 6 Plus. Or, so yeah, then you buy this one. Yeah, how much did it cost then?
I ended up costing me about $500.
So it costs $500, so that's pretty big upfront. But what happens is then whenever you find a better deal, you can just switch companies just like that.
Yeah, like Bell has been texting me. My contract's about to finish in, well, it's still 6 months, but they've been texting me for the last 2-3 weeks trying to get me to sign up for an additional 2 years to all these deals. Get a free Samsung Galaxy. I'm like, I'm good on the Galaxy.
Yeah. So for me as well, I was on Virgin Mobile and I was using Spotify free. Spotify is a cool service for music.
Yeah, there you go.
Stuff.
If you're somebody, sorry, I know. If you're somebody that listens to a lot of music and actually goes buys the CDs or buys CDs on iTunes, albums on iTunes, I should say, look into Spotify. It is a monthly subscription. You can get it free, but you get ads. It's a monthly subscription, $10 a month, and all the music you want. I mean, there's very few artists that I have been looking for that I haven't found, and I do listen to some relatively abstract music.
Most notably, Taylor Swift is not on Spotify. That's the big one there.
Thank God.
Anyways, so yeah, and I saw an ad for Fido saying like, "Hey, sign up for Fido, whatever, get this plan, and you get a free Spotify Premium. Spotify Premium, you can actually download music onto your phone. You listen to it without ads." So I said, "Fuck it," and then switched over, got Spotify, didn't pay any cancellation fees because I own the phone.
Who were you with?
Virgin Mobile.
So you didn't have a contract with Virgin Mobile?
I had a tab, which yeah, I could maybe like 50 to end it or whatever, but like yeah, it's worth it anyways. Like now I have free Spotify for 2 years, but just exactly like that. I learned that at the call center too. Like even if you're with that company and you're stuck with that company, keep looking online, and there might be some better plans out, whatever that you can get.
There's often there's often deals like some companies, Mobilicity had a promotion for a while that they'd pay out your contract with your old company if you
Yeah,
registered with them.
that's really prevalent in the United States too. Um, I guess another thing that I guess you could mention on the internet, like when you're doing shopping on the internet, whether it's Amazon or whatever, if you're shopping for books on Kohl's, or I guess that's Amazon as well. Um, Look around. Like
Yeah,
there's always like someone's already usually got deals going on for the same thing. If you're buying the same product and you know you're getting that product, look
Google
around as to where.
Google it.
Some people have free shipping. Some people have a discount if you buy a certain amount or whatever, like a certain price. If you're looking at electronics, actually, I just ordered a Mac Mini for my new job. Yeah, if you're watching, Derek and Jason, I caved. Finally got a Mac. Um, Anyways, I just needed it to interface with everyone else. So I was actually looking at one new, and I built it, priced it out, and my order came up to about like $1,900. Um, I went on, kept doing work, whatever work I can do on my Windows machine, and then my buddy sent me a website, a link to where they sell refurbished. So refurbished means,
pretty much rebuilt.
yeah, so it goes back through the company's uh,
With a probably specific
quality
department.
assurance department or whatever. So it actually comes with like a 1 year warranty from Apple still and everything. But so I had to downgrade one thing, which I think was like a $200 upgrade, but it brought my total down to like $1,200 buying a refurbished machine. So just taking that extra like 2 hours and looking around and talking to someone saved me quite a bit of money. So
I mean, so far what we're getting at is do your research, do your homework before you buy something.
I mean, you
It's
might
the
think
same,
it's not worth your time. You might think like, oh, that's boring. I'll just buy it. But when you
this,
think about it, your time, you're working, you're spending your time to earn money. So
yeah, and this is what I explained this to you, Erin, your girlfriend, the other day, when we went car shopping, and I was with her. You were at work, whatever. So we went to go look at a Volkswagen Jetta here in Timmins, and it was a used 2011 Volkswagen Jetta, and it was he priced it at
2 minutes.
12,900. I'm like, okay, that's a decent price, whatever. Get home, look it up on Auto Trader in the Ottawa area, because my phone was still set to the Ottawa area, and there's a whole list of them under $8,000. So I'm like, well, why don't you just take an extra $500, plan a trip to Ottawa, go test out a few of these Jettas, and then you're still saving like 2,500, more than 2,500 bucks, $3,000. So like you just think about it, like really just take your time. I know your time is money, but if you're if two if an, you get to go to Ottawa and you get to save $3,000. Like
Well,
it's a win-win.
I get what you're saying there, and you're saying like, let's say, okay, let's just say you make $20 an hour at work. Let's just say that, okay? So then if you spend 2 hours online trying to find a better deal or whatever, then okay, you've used $40 and you might have saved yourself like $2,000 or, in my case, $700, and I wasn't even looking for another deal the whole time. I was just waiting. So talk to people. That's another big thing. Talk to people.
Recommendations.
they might get recommendations. They might have just bought whatever you're looking for. They might know someone who's selling it. Or
Exactly. Like my friend,
10 seconds.
my cousin has a Volkswagen Jetta. I'm all about the Jettas. Somebody's selling a Volkswagen Jetta, same year, same color, for parts for really cheap. I recommended it to him. He might buy it. If he buys it, he's gonna save money in the long run.
Done.